Shalawam. All praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahwashai, Ba'ashem Rachak, Wadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well, pushing his 100% truth of the gospel, waking up and sealing the elect of the nation of Israel through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahwashai. And salutation to you sincere actually that are pushing this gospel in all righteousness and in all sincerity, risking your lives and your freedom used to do so. Alright, this is your brother Abawan, and I'm coming back with another lesson, just a news article, and just bringing out a little bit of a news report, And the title is Nigeria now expects first C19 vaccines in February. Okay, so now now it should be becoming more and more apparent that this C19 vaccination, right? This vaccination agenda, right? The mandates, to vaccinate the whole earth of this C19 is becoming a global affair. Okay, in other words, all nations will be involved in this, and all nations will be required to vaccinate their citizens. Okay, before they can say before these lockdowns will stop, before things can go back to normal. And we already know the trend in these cities, okay, right, or rather in these countries. Once they get the vaccines in, then they restart a lockdown. They start to implement a new lockdown in order to encourage people to take these vaccines before eventually, all right, before eventually they start to easing with those heavy restrictions. They start to easing those heavy restrictions. They start to easing those draconian laws. Start to ease in those forced vaccinations. Having involving law enforcement, involving the military, in order to force the people to take these vaccines, because you know it is not being done for your health. Okay, yeah, the people, he is not forcing you to take, or rather he is not giving you these vaccines because he's so concerned about the well-being of the people on the earth. Because please remember, okay, and their brothers have done videos on this, even I have done videos on this. All right, the man that is, the one that have been pushing this vaccine for the last year and even this year, right, Bill Gates, he is quoted. Okay, it is still on YouTube, millions of views. If you want to check it for yourself, all right, just type in Bill Gates TED Talk, go into the comments, and you'll see people, hundreds upon thousands of people timestamp the exact moment he said it. That if we do a good enough job, that we can depopulate the earth by what, 10-15% using healthcare, using vaccines. Okay, and this devil, that's what he has been doing. That he has been diligently following that, that statement that he made. Because guess what, right, he has been doing that even before this 19, okay, with the polio vaccine. Even here in Nigeria, you with the polio vaccine, it has killed so many, it has killed so many Nigerian youth even in this country, right? Meningitis vaccine done the exact same thing. Okay, the polio vaccine even in India, and to this day this devil still has a lawsuit that's against him in that nation. Okay, but you still see those Indians, but those Indians still bought these vaccines though, because their government is controlled by E. And the same with Nigerian government, controlled by E. And the new, okay, order, the new order that has gone out is every government, right, all nations are to, and what's the word I'm looking for? Yeah, all nations are to administer this vaccine on their people. Because what, it is basically the dress rehearsal for the RFID microchip. Alright, so as to whether or not you can take, as to whether or not you should take, you should take this vaccine or not, it should already be apparent, or it should be, you should already know what the answer is, which is a no. Okay, resounding no. Right, so let's go into the article a little bit before we can get, and Lord willing, I'll get some precepts. Alright, so this is the article. Nigeria expects to take delivery of its first C19 vaccine doses in February, with health workers top government officials, and vulnerable people to be given priority. The vaccines, which could be as many as 100,000 doses of Pfizer Inc.'s incorporated shot, will be procured through the COVAX initiative backed by Gavi, the Vaccine Alliance, the World Health Organization, and the Coalition for Epidemic Preparedness Innovations. Faisal Shuaib, head of West African countries' National Primary Health Care Development Agency, said in an interview. The first batch, enough for a maximum of 50,000 people, equivalent to about 0.00025% of Nigeria's population, will be allocated to healthcare professionals working in 19 isolation centers and those supporting them, as well as the country's senior political leaders, Shuaib said. Alright, which of course is all, you know, I won't say horseshit for the most part, because you know that these political leaders are already in on it. They already know what these vaccines are, so they won't take it, okay? Because these vaccines are not for your health. Because before they came out, you had millions upon millions of videos being put up every day concerning, okay, not every day, it's like every week, concerning what, warning you about what is in these vaccines, warning you about the poison that is in these vaccines, alright? And that's beside the point. Those videos have already been done. We're not going there again. What we're going into now is how many people have died, okay? How many people have died from taking these vaccines, going into the news in Poland, 26 elderly people dead from taking the vaccine, right? The recent one is, I think, an old woman in Germany died just, what, was it minutes after taking the vaccine, okay? You still remember that nurse? It's like I've forgotten her name, but I think it was the first nurse to take the vaccine. No, not in Babylon. One of the first people to take the vaccine in Babylon. There's a rumor that she is dead. Okay, but she has basically gone missing. Okay, but exactly. I'm saying all this just to say that what, alright, these vaccines, they are not for your benefit, okay? Because what you see with the max with this vaccination agenda is that, right, especially, the leaders, the politicians, especially up in Babylon, they are pushing that what, the Negroes, the so-called Negroes, and the Native Americans should be the first people to receive the vaccination, okay? Going back to, the beginning of this whole, all right, it will be the beginning of this whole forced vaccines. When it first started to come out, when these companies started, when these companies are talking about when their first doses would be ready, what did they say? Are the first people the people that should take priority are the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, right? The so-called Israelites, which shows that is targeting our people, okay? He's targeting you, Jakes, you Israelites, which are you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and Seminole Indians. He's targeting us for these vaccinations, which is for our hearts, okay? So the first piece that I'll bring out, especially, and this is especially prevalent here in Nigeria, because a lot of you Jakes here in Nigeria, man, you trust these devils. You think that everything that he does is always for good, but that is not the case, alright? This is a devil that we're dealing with. The so-called white man is the devil that the Bible speaks of, okay? He is Esau Edom, the wicked, alright? He's not some righteous saint, okay? He's not an angel of light, as he has deceived so many of our people to believe. He is a devil, alright? He is the father of lies, okay? When Yahushua talked about, Yahushua rebuked the Pharisees telling them that they are of their father the devil. Guess what? He was talking about these so-called white people that are ruling right now, especially that Joseph Biden, right? Especially Donald Trump, whichever that you prefer, right? Because you have a lot of Jake, right? Because you have a lot of Jake, right, that worship these so-called these devils, all right? So I don't know what I'm looking for. They worship them nearly like a cult, alright? So the book of Wisdom of Solomon 12 verse 10, and it reads, Salaka, like I meant 10 verse 12, Salaka. Okay, Wisdom of Solomon, and Salaka, I forgot the exact precept is Okay, okay. Let me go. It's okay. It's okay. I mixed it up. I mixed it up. I meant Ecclesiasticus. It's like I got a little like distracted. They just like yeah. Okay, Ecclesiasticus 12 verse 10. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness, and that is right. You know that job that he's giving you. Okay, first and foremost, according to the scriptures, right? Because none of the laws are done away with. It is not even lawful for you to inject yourself or for you to pierce your skin with anything, especially not right a concoction. Okay, this witch's brew that Esau is trying to give you. Okay, because what do you have in it? You know, let me just finish up this precept first. Ecclesiasticus 12 verse 10. Never trust thine enemy, and we know that Esau Edom is your enemy. Okay, going into the book of Psalms 83. Right, and we'll get that as well. Okay, because this is concerning a warning to people of the this is concerning a warning to the people, yes, to you JK in Nigeria, man, and you should not be considering to even that should not even be in your plans to take that vaccine, man. All right, read up Psalms 83, and I'll start from verse 1. Keep not thou silence, O power, hold not thy peace, be not still, O God. Right, for lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. Okay, so the enemies of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, and guess what? The enemies of the Most High are your enemies as well if you are Israelites, especially if you are in this truth. Okay, so continuing on. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones, and these are the Israelites that is speaking of. Okay, crafty counsel against the Israelites, consulted against the hidden ones, and they are, and continuing on. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. And this is these devils' plan. Okay, this is their plan to cut off our people, to cut off the Israelites, to wipe them off the face of the earth. You know, because guess what? If they manage to destroy you Israelites, if they manage to kill to kill all of you off or kill a majority of the Israelites off, then they don't have to be they don't have to serve their judgments anymore. Then all the curses that are be written of against them in the scriptures is they don't have to serve it anymore. They're basically trying to make the Most High promises void, making me liar, set themselves up to be the new power. So this is Esau's agenda. Okay, Second Thessalonians chapter 2 says that what he is the man of sin, the son of perdition. He opposed and exalted himself against all that is called Jehovah, the Most High, man. All right. So continue on Psalms 83 verse 5. For they have consulted together with one consent, they are confederates against thee. And that word confederate means that what they are joined together against our people. All right. So all you Israelites that are thinking that you can still have a little bit of mercy on the heathen, that are still asking why should we why are we so heavy against why are we so heavily against Esau Edom? Why are we wishing for their downfall? Why are we wishing for their downfall? Why do we want them in slavery so badly? This is why, okay? Because in their hearts they have nothing but hate towards us, and all their plans for us are plans of evil, of our death, of our demise, of our destruction, and you can see that clearly all throughout history. But suddenly in this modern age, these devils have changed. They have said that they are no longer interested in harming our people. Okay, they no longer have that hatred for us anymore. They want to be one with everybody now. It's now different from before. All right, they don't have that spirit anymore on them of constantly persecuting, torturing, and killing our people for sports even. All right, so sounds Sakya, Sakya. This is obviously the devil right here, man. This never happens. This never happens, and this I just came out of nowhere. This way I can get rid of it. This is the devil all the way. I guess I'll have to close it and start it over from the beginning. And I closed the article too. Any who are already done with it anyway. Alright, so I'll start again. So we look up from Psalms 83. Verse 1. Keep not thou silence, O power, hold not thy peace, be not still, O power. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent, they are confederates against thee. The tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites of Moab, and the Hagarines. And this is going into who Esau Edom, the so-called white man. Okay, your native, it's like not native, your white Americans, your white Europeans, your white Australians, the Ishmaelites, which are the Arabs, the Moabites, which are the Chinese, the Hagarenes are also Arabs, okay? Because guess what? Ishmael is also a Hagarene, because this when it goes talks about speaks about the Hagarene, speaks about the children of Hagar, which is Abraham's, which is Sarah's handmaid that Abraham had sex with in order to give birth to Isaac. All right, so now you know who your enemies are, okay? All these other nations are your enemies, okay? The nations that are not Israelites are your enemies. Alright, so this book, so once again, the book of Ecclesiasticus 12 verse 10. Never trust thine enemies, never trust these other nations, okay? And who is the nation that is bringing you, that has created these vaccines and is delivering it to this country right now, okay? Delivering it to Nigeria for the injection, to be injected into, or the people claiming that it will help you to cure this C19, which of course there is no, all right, because there's no evidence to prove that, because you talk about how it has a certain percentage of effectiveness, but at the end of the day, you can still, the C19 doesn't leave your system. You are still at risk of infecting other people. You are still at risk of infection yourself. All right, so how is that curing it? And even more so, you are at risk of the side effects. The side effects that you can get from these vaccines are even sometimes worse than the actual disease, because if you have this COVID, you still have a high chance of survivability. But if you take these vaccines, man, it could result in your death. All right, and you know that they're delivering these vaccines here, here in West Africa. You know, he is going to give you the deadlier dose. All right. Let's not try to sugarcoat it or you walk over it, because you know that anything that these devils bring into the Africa, especially the west coast of Africa, especially where the Israelites dwell, they are bringing a deadlier strain or a deadlier version of it in order to kill off more people. So you know that these vaccines will probably have a even more deadly and even deadlier poison than normal, which is even more reason not to take it, okay? So Ecclesiasticus 12 verse 10. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him. And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust hath not altogether been wiped away. Set him not by thee, lest when he hath overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place. Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat. And thou at last remember thy words and be pricked therewith. And this is exactly how these devils came into power, man. Because we trusted them when we should not have. This is how they stole our heritage. Because we trusted them when we should not have. This is how they are rulers upon the earth right now. Of course, we know that it was the will of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, but this was the reason, because we did not heed these words, and now our people are being pricked by it. All right, going back to what the Hasmonean dynasty, going back to the Dark Ages, when we allowed these devils to take up control ourselves, and we trusted them in. But this is what has become. This is this current situation that we're in right now, okay? Because, alright, going to the next piece, the book of Job, it tells you that what these devils, they are forgers of lies, physicians of no value, okay? So this is the book of Job 13 verse 4. But ye are forgers of lies, ye are all physicians of no value. And this is speaking of these devils, because what do they tell you? They give you this medicine, that this medicine cannot help you, okay? The medicine, all right, these medicines can't help. These vaccines, all we just watch a witch, like I said, we say, I already brought this out before, that this is a witch's brew, okay? Because what do you have in it? They extracted, what do you have in it? Okay, blood of shark, an unclean creature, the blood of the crabs as well, an unclean creature, MRC5, which is the that one isn't it. I really said they say that isn't in these MC19 vaccines. What kinds of all kinds of different concoctions and chemicals, and even some samples of the actual C19 virus, okay, which is the which is what caused so much, which is one of the main reasons for all the deaths from the previous vaccines that were brought into this country. Okay, the meningitis vaccines and the polio vaccines, because they put a new they put that they put a sample of the virus, of the infection. You have to watch your words with this YouTube, especially with Biden as president right now. You never know what could happen. Right, but basically they put a sample of the infection inside these vaccines, and what happened was, when the people that got injected by it, they developed a new strain, of the infection, and that's what actually killed them or heavily deformed them. And let's not forget, okay, that there were vaccine trials right here in Africa, okay, in Senegal, and it was 8 out of I believe it was 7 children, and 4 out of the 7 died from it. Okay, so you already know what you should be expecting when these vaccines roll through. Okay, you should be expecting, that this vaccine will basically cause a mass genocide, because that's exactly what I'm expecting, man. All right, and that's just me speaking as a man, because I know how when you already know how these devils roll, you should already know what will come from it. I mean, I don't know what the hell is wrong with these adverts, man. Not interested. Stop seeing this ad. So anyway, let me just go. Let me just ignore this. Alright, so let me go on. So now, what I wanted to go into before I was interrupted. Alright, is that, if is that as Israelites, okay, we should trust in Yahweh Bashim Yahushai for healing. Okay, we should trust in the Most High to preserve us, to protect us, because these whole waiting for these vaccines, and shipping them, these are for the hidden. But for our people, the Israelites, once again, you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, so called, you should not be trusting in E, or you should not be waiting for a vaccine to receive a vaccine in order to believe that you are. Are you fucking kidding me? You know what? Let me just use the bullet or Salakia. Salakia for the language. Alright? What I was saying is that we should not be trusting in E, alright, for these vaccines. Or we should be we should not be trusting in E and his vaccine, or we should be trusting in the Most High, alright, for our healing. Because who is the one that, let me get that. Even the Most High said it himself, he wounds and heals, okay? Here it is, right? Deuteronomy 32, verse 39. See now that even I am He, and there is no God with me. I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. So the Most High is the ultimate healer, right? The ultimate physician. I believe there's a precept that goes into that calls Yahushua the greatest physician. Let me see if I can get that. Yeah, I guess I was thinking of something else. I can't find a preset. But anyway, we call on to the Most High for our healing, okay? Because it's Yahweh Shmi or Shai that will protect us, alright, and defend us from all of the plagues or the pestilence that Esau will bring towards us. And you should already know what I'm going to get, alright. For the brothers that have been in this street long enough, I'm going to the book of Psalm 91, alright. And let me just start from the let's start from Psalm 91 verse 3. Surely, Psalm 91 verse 3. Surely he will deliver thee from the snare of the fowler and from the noisome pestilence. Alright. He shall cover thee with his feathers, and under his wings shall thou trust. His truth shall be thy shield and buckler. Thou shalt not be afraid of the terror by night, nor for the arrow that flieth by day, nor for the pestilence that walketh in darkness, nor for the destruction that wasteth at noonday. 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh thee. Okay, I'm just telling you that what if you put your trust in Yahweh, you are shy. Right? You will not be disappointed, as scripture says. Look upon the men of old, right? And the fathers, has any put your trust in Yahweh, has any put your trust in the Most High and had been disappointed, or when were they that sought after the Most High confounded? And if you put your trust in the Most High, it will protect you, right? Even more effective than his fakers medicines. Okay, the healing that the Most High brings by Himself, and in fact the preservation that He will bring. Because if you put your trust in the Most High, you're not even going to, there's not going to be a situation where you're not even going to have to worry about getting this C-19 infection. Okay, or even if in the off chance that you do get it, the Most High will bring healing. As he just says that He will bring, let me get that healing in His wings. And this is speaking of Yahweh Shine, it's speaking of something else, but we can use it in this case. Because what he's speaking about is alright, so the book of Malachi chapter 4 verse 20 reads, "But unto you that fear my name shall the Son of Righteousness arise with healing in his wings, and he shall go forth and grow up as calves of the stall." Okay, so the healing the healing that the Holy Spirit about the healing, the deliverance of our people. Okay, the healing of this word. But it can also apply to healing of sicknesses and ailments and infirmities, and of course the protection from this pestilence, right, from this plague, right, like that the Most High has brought, this C-19. So you do not actually need the vaccines. All you need, alright, is Yahweh Bashmi Yahweh, in order to bring, is faith in Yahweh Bashmi Yahweh. Okay, faith in the Most High and His Son, in order to protect you in these times that we are in, because these are all the signs of the end. Okay, this is all just what this is all just what the signs of the end, the beginning of sorrow, the beginning of Jacob's trouble. Okay, and that's the topic. That's another topic. That's another topic that I'm not just going into right now. Alright, so I'm also going to end it there. I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yawashai, Bahasham Rachak Wadash, Wa Abad Babal, and through the Spirit of you Akim and you Akwath were edified. Shalom.